Let's see,
Oh,
there we go.
so let's start this over then, since we were muted. Today is Wednesday, June 12th, 2024. The time is 7:00 PM. I'd like to call the regular Finance and Personnel Committee meeting to order. Myself, Mike Capper is president.
Donnie Kurt present.
Chris Duback present.
No public comments, since there's nobody in the crowd. We're gonna review the minutes from April 10th, 2024.
I have a change on here. It says on here, that, we just get a clarification here. Further homestead updated fee schedule was provided to village board in December, was approved in January. He also talked to the committee. He also asked if the committee talked to any of the contractors in the building, of the contractors building in the village. Kern stated, this is not portraying an issue with the work being done, not the cost of it. Kern further stated that he had received a complaint. My complaint was on price and it was a verbal complaint. So when I stated that, I heard that there was an issue with price and I said that was why I received a complaint. So when you say a complaint, it was a verbal, it was not a written complaint, but when I talked to people in the village, they have said that they have seen that. So I read that and it should be noted that the complaint was based on, if you look at the board minutes or the meeting at 13:56, Tony said that he had 4 house permits, 1 deck, 3 sign and 1 fence, and nobody had complained. And I said, I heard of the price, and I heard of the price, and I said, there has been complaints. So it should reflect that the complaint was about price.
Okay.
Not in a verbal. To clarify the record.
Yeah.
Motion to approve as amended.
So a second,
One second.
motion made and seconded. Further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Library report.
Hi, guys. Hope you're having a
Hi,
good
Christina.
evening. Yeah, it's summer at the library, and so things are picking up. This is our busy time of year when the kids get out of school, so we're enjoying that. Last week was a busy week. We normally have about 580 people that will come into the library. And last week we had 1,163 because
Wow.
we had a couple big events with the Saturday of Pea Soup Days. We had the mini golf inside the library. So that was fun. One little girl went through the golf holes 4 times, each time with a different color golf ball. So that was good. And then we also had on the eve of Pea Soup Days, we had our kind of French Canadian celebrations with a rendezvous with the reenactors coming in the afternoon and evening. And then somebody from the French American Heritage Foundation did a presentation on the fur trade in the Midwest. So that was cool. 183 people came to those 2 events that were that evening. So it's good. We're pretty busy right now, and yeah, I don't know. Do you have any questions about anything or thoughts?
Anything we can do to help?
Come and work the circulation desk. No. No. Shelves and books. No, we're okay. We're doing well. We added a new staff person in January with your additional appropriation in 2024. So she works 14 hours a week, and we can get a lot more done with her and have more programs. So it's good.
Good. Thank you, Christina.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Impact fee report.
We know anything about the 528 WB LLC? Is that a,
Let's start builders maybe?
No, that's,
is that a commercial?
what's Compost, or
Oh,
334 Compost Street,
Yeah.
where they tore the,
Yeah, I
they
can't
have the
think of his
storage.
name.
That's what I'm saying, at Campo Street, is that commercial then?
Yeah.
That's okay, cause I see them putting up the
Yeah,
building over there. I didn't
Yeah.
know if that was the commercial. This is that.
yeah,
Okay.
yep.
That's your question.
okay.
Just curious, how is that calculated? This is the first time I've seen something like this. You don't know,
Where the water is more on this one?
everything. Police is more,
Mm,
fire's
Yeah.
more,
commercial,
streets isn't.
That they have,
there's a formula
yes,
based off of
yeah,
their size and road frontage and.
I believe so, and that's, yeah, that's nothing I do.
Okay.
And Tasia's learning it, so,
Right before we get our new one done and it all changes.
2 in May, no in none in June. I think
Um,
two residential in May, 3 in April, and
yep, so yeah, we have 2 new houses waiting to be picked up for June, so.
okay,
So, yeah, nothing has been in June yet for new.
they'll be on next month.
Yep.
Okay. Slowing down a little bit though from last year.
It is,
Yeah, at this rate, we're. Until Pineville starts really, going, it's,
Well, they also got the utility easement that they're doing over here, so that might free up and start rolling with more homes on. Out in, Winesap. Potential. I don't know when that's gonna start, but
so we don't need a motion for anything there, so department head meeting report.
there was no department head meeting.
is there gonna be one next month? Cause this has been, I think the last one was in March, wasn't it? I think. Cause there wasn't one in March either, was there?
I'm not sure last time they had one, cause I'm not a department head, so I'm not in on that.
It's been a few months.
Right, I think we think this resolved as they come up, so they don't find it necessary to meet everyone.
Well, I think they were talking, like the last time was when they decided about the website. About getting a new one, which will be live, I think Monday,
Oh, great.
and only have training on it, so don't go on until Monday.
Be live on Monday, then you get training after.
Yep, that's what they said.
That's great, I was wondering about that. That's quicker, I think, than I thought.
I think so. Yeah.
2024 budget to date and fund balances.
I'd ask any questions today, right?
Mhm.
Do we table this and review it next month when treasurer's here?
So is there anything you might have questions on?
Well, if there is, you can at least ask them, the treasurer when she's here.
Well, I know you could always email her too.
Yeah.
I mean.
Nothing jumped out at me.
Pardon?
Nothing jumped out at me.
Want that?
Well,
Maybe not.
parks expenses, they got a parks insurance expense.
less than 40%, just into the summer.
Pardon?
Less than 40% of the total budget, just into the summer. Overall, it's looking good.
Right, but some of the things in there, I had, just to get a couple questions answered on. Yeah, I'd like to table this until next month, and you're gonna have to ask the questions of Andrea.
One second.
First and second. Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Discussion, possible recommendation for the table skirts, village seal and flags.
I know she said she's waiting on a quote for the seal.
Okay.
That's. it's As much as I've been updated on that, but then you had said something about,
The table skirts, on Amazon, they have 30 or 21 foot sections, I think, for $30 a piece. And then the clips, 50 clips that go on, or I think it was $15 for 50 of the clips. So you could put the skirt all the way around the front, and it could hide your sexy legs when you wear shorts.
Any idea on the distance, the length we'd need?
Well, you got 2 30-footers. That'd be way more than enough.
did you want to send a link? Did you,
Yep, I sent it to Andrea. I can send it to you right now.
is that something you want to go? To
I-
the board?
Oh, yeah, but I'd say we put recommend up to a certain dollar amount for the table skirts and for the village seal and flags, not to exceed a certain dollar amount.
Do you wanna hold off on the seal and?
And I think we
flags, or
can,
wait
I
till you
think
get
we
the
can put a
quote?
dollar amount not to exceed like even $500, and it's gonna be way under that. It should be all way under.
For
Under that.
total everything?
Maybe we'll get some quotes on that before we make that.
Well, and she's waiting on a quote for the seal.
Yeah, so I hate to put the cart in front of the horse. If she's getting a quote, let's see, because if we put it, then we might have to amend it.
But no, but if it's not gonna be over 500,
I don't know.
well, let's go up to 500, and if it goes over, then we bring it back to next month.
So village seal and flags on wall?
Yeah, just something to dress the place up a little bit. So when people are in here, we just black skirting and a seal and make it look a little more professional, and
So what are the flags?
just,
It's just like a US flag on
Yeah.
the wall?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I would think there are a couple small ones like sticking up.
okay. So those are, pretty reasonable,
Yeah,
unless they're huge.
$10 or something.
Right, yeah.
They're not anything special.
Okay, so maybe 2 of the table skirts, $60, and would you say 10 or 15 for the,
$15 for 50, a bag of 50 of those.
this for $100? I have no idea about the seal. Are we talking pretty large?
It's nothing too fancy. I think Whiplash did it for the town hall, and I can't imagine it's super expensive.
Maybe $200 or something, I have no
Yeah, that's
idea.
what I thought. I think, I would say it's gonna be probably around 300 or so for everything, so I thought if
We make a recommendation that we bring forth to the board, but let's get a number from like Whiplash or something before the board.
And that's
meeting.
what she's waiting on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't wanna I'd say let's recommend getting it. But if, I'd like to discuss it at the full board, rather than, because, I mean, we don't know what that cost is gonna be. If it's $500 and it comes under consensus, we'd have to pull it off and change it anyways.
Right,
See, so if you want, we can do it, where you say we make a motion to approve the table skirts, that can come under consensus and put the seal on once we got a number on the full board.
that works for me. It'll work for you, Chris.
sure.
So I'll make a motion to spend up to $100 for table skirts and clips. And we can table the village seal and flags until the full board meeting next Tuesday.
I'll second that motion.
First and a second, any further discussion? All in favor?
All right.
Aye. Impact fee study update.
Chris, is Chris still on there or did she leave?
What?
Christina, she's gone.
She's gone.
She's gone?
Yep.
I was gonna ask her if there was any discussion from MSA on the library needs from her. So there is a July deadline to get the water needs assessment. I've been pushing really hard from Public Works end of it. I don't know if there's any discussion with police, as far as, what, if there's that, and they're saying that the parks can't be part of that. And I still have questions on that. Why the parks can't be part of the impact fee. And they said something about it was related to a lawsuit or something.
Yeah.
So I'll have to do some more checking into that, but I didn't know if there was some discussion with the library and what our end goal is going to be for the impact fee study, when it's gonna happen. We originally wanted to do this in May, and now we're into July and August, and I'm seeing this, slow down. Maybe it's not a bad thing because we only have 11 on the books, but when Pineville gets going,
I would assume that, most of these are shut down now, so I would assume that the money that's going into it will go into whatever the new needs assessment recommends. I would assume.
potentially, I mean, fire, we gotta look at fire and we'll look at police and the water system, obviously. In streets, that's a very important one because of the additional costs that we're gonna be incurring for maintaining those as we continue to grow. But again, I'm still trying to understand the whole needs assessment and that the impact fee is a direct result of us growing and what is affecting by every single house that we put in town. And there's a lot of people that are asking the question about, oh, are we gonna have to pay for this? Or are we gonna have to pay for that? With us growing like that. So I think it's important for us to at least get an idea when that impact fee is going to be finished.
So MSA is working on the study right now, right?
Well, July, but now we're talking, we might end up tabling July's.
I think
Yeah.
you'd still have a board meeting in
Yeah.
July. It would just be committee meetings is what they were talking about.
Right, but if they wouldn't have it for the village public works meeting, it would just go right to the village board.
Right.
So hopefully we get at least a board meeting, or, get it by then, but I think that'd be a question for Chuck at next week's meeting, right? If they're on task to get that done, because we don't, I don't know if they asked the library anything on that, if they got that process done. They're trying to determine whether or not we need a new water tower. And whether or not that's gonna be assessed into a needs assessment or the impact fee.
Any future agenda items?
Are we as a board to discuss this or, the use of, the public, we had originally set aside, like an agreement for the, corner lot here to be rented for a certain amount. Maybe that needs to be something we need to discuss a little further. As far as maybe there's a difference instead of a monthly rate, a daily rate, because, there's people that are in one day and out, and not back. So maybe we need an implementation on that. So I'd like to see something as far as village use for, what do they call them, merchants? Transient merchants, village use, transient use, and get it ironed out and recommended to the board for adoption. You know, right now, monthly, probably not as ideal as a person coming in and using a food, coming in for a food truck for a day or a weekend.
And I think we really haven't put that out that it's even available to people. I haven't seen anything, so. I
Right.
think
There's
that's
no
part of the
agreement.
thing. And Donnie, I think part of the problem too would be,
Well, I'm just saying for future agenda items for discussion.
right, but I think the reason we did month to month is so it's not a nightmare for these guys to figure out. You know, who has a permit, who doesn't, it's a month to month instead of a.
But if they come in and get a transient merchant, that's not good for the whole season, is it?
I believe
Believe
so,
it is.
it is good for the,
Maybe we might need to look at that,
Right.
is that okay? You're granted a week or whatever, I don't know, I'm saying we put it on as a discussion for future, meeting. Because right now I'm seeing it's not working.
it's just, nobody knows about it, I think that's why it's not working, nobody's there.
Well, there's people
no-
there, they're
But
just,
there's no agreement that, for them to sign either.
right,
I mean, there's been no language.
Well, they were just gonna take the lease agreement and change it from what, the coffee place has there, cause they have we have a lease agreement with them.
Okay,
They were
what is
just-
that, a year, for a year though?
Or
Or
just change it to the month, that's all,
that's
just,
why I think we
changing
need
it.
to have a little further discussion about that, on a future agenda.
how would you want that agenda item to say?
Just a village use and implementation of village lot use and implementation of
Transient merchants?
transient merchant, agreements and permits. And what do they call it, the lease agreements. Because who's billing who to what, whenever, you know what I mean? I don't think the staff probably has a very good understanding from the email that I seen from Andrea on how to implement that.
Mhm.
So I think we need to give them some direction through discussion at next month's meeting.
I agree.
Works for me, anything else? Motion to adjourn, is there a second?
One second.
Further discussion, all in favor?
I
Aye. Meeting adjourned at 7:23 PM.